as a workplace, and how seafarers contribute to make it more safer. So glad to have you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Koji. Thanks for having me. And Michael, thanks for the invitation. At a very, very short notice, as you rightly stated. So yes, for those that don't know me, I'm Dr. Conway. I'm the alternate permanent representative of Liberia to the IMO. And I also serve as the chairman of the Marine Environment Protection Committee of the IMO. With that said, today being the Day of the Seafarers, with the important theme of seafarers' contribution to making the maritime sector a safer workplace. In this context, I will be speaking to you on the topic, environmental safety and sustainable shipping practices, the seafarers' perspective. Good morning, distinguished participants. I'd like to thank the National Seafarers Welfare Board of Nigeria for the invitation to speak to you on this important date in the calendar of the Day of the Seafarer. It is a pleasure to speak to you on the topic, environmental safety and sustainable shipping practices, the seafarer's perspective, which is important and relevant. Important because without the seafarers, environmental safety, the marine environment, cannot be safe. It is a seafarer that serves as the important lubricant to ensuring shipping regulations are effectively implemented. It is a seafarer who are tasked with the responsibility to ensure all the regulations to protect the marine environment are followed as required. For example, the seafarer ensures documents like garbage and oil record books are properly kept. It is a seafarer that ensures ballast are properly discharged. They constantly watch to prevent illegal dumping of any form within the marine environment, while also ensuring there's no accidents to navigation within the marine environment. Without seafarers, international and by extension, international trade, of which 80% is seaborne, will ground to a halt. The topic is relevant because of the environment to be kept safe. Shipping practices have to be sustainable. Sustainability is basically about meeting the needs of the present generation without compromising the need for future generations to meet their own needs. In this respect, sustainability is about the judicious use of resources such that they are not depleted or polluted, thus rendering the need for the future generations to meet their own needs impossible. To this end, it behooves shipping through the seafarers to ensure ships under their care do not pollute the marine environments. It falls upon the seafarers to ensure the vessels comply with all safety standards to prevent accidents which could lead to loss of lives, properties, and pollution of the marine environments. To avoid any such hazards within the marine environment, sustainable shipping practices are integral to the work of the seafarers. They make sure the vessel is seaworthy. They ensure the annual mandatory surveys are conducted. They check the engine rooms. They check the ship balance. They ensure proper berthing, proper loading and unloading. Without the seafarers ensuring these safety measures, the shipping environment will not be safe, neither sustainable. It is in these respects that the training of seafarers is also important, because it is only a well-trained seafarer that can ensure safety of the environment through sustainable shipping practices. I'd like to conclude that seafarers are now essential workers that has been demonstrated by the COVID-19 2019 outbreak. They are the lubricant ensuring shipping facilities global trade. Without seafarers, global shipping will ground to a standstill. Such is the essential nature that even the COVID-19 crisis could not stop them from working. As a matter of fact, it brought to the fore how important seafarers are. Hence, the declaration of seafarers as essential workers during the COVID-19 crisis. Sustainable shipping practices and a safe environment rest in their care. I thank you. That's my statement. Dr. Koji.
Thank you very much.
Okay,
welcome,
sorry.
Barrister.
Yes,
Thank you.
it was on mute before. Thank you very much, Dr. Conway. Even at this very short notice, we've had the importance of seafarers contributing to marine environment. And he has pointed out some keywords that is very familiar: sustainability of the marine environment, keeping it safe, as well as all the standards that are in place to make sure that the marine environment is safe. I want to believe that questions will be asked specifically in some area that will require your intervention. The Secretariat, because of his transiting, let's say, all night, I don't think we would like to keep him. So if there are any questions directly that he can respond to, why not give the opportunity now so that we can proceed after that? Secretariat? Any question on the chat box?
I did not. My name is Osuala Nwabara. I'm the legal advisor to National Seafarers Welfare Board of Nigeria. I did not put any question to the through the chat box, but I have a question for Dr. Conway. Dr. Conway, by virtue of the position you occupy at IMO and particularly the job you do there, I wonder whether there is a reporting system for seafarers where, for instance, ship owners do not adhere to some of the internationally accepted practices, standard practices in ensuring safety in the workplace, in the marine environment. For instance, in your paper, you talked about seafarers ensuring that the annual surveys are carried out when they should be carried out. In a situation where a ship owner fails to carry out annual survey, thereby exposing the seafarer on board their vessel to safety hazards, is there any reporting system whereby such a seafarer can bring this to the knowledge of regulatory authorities without being victimized by the owners? That's my question. Thank you.
Thank you for the question, Mr. Wambara. Yes, firstly, there are systems to report, to bring that to the attention of the IMO. But, you know, IMO does not have the mandate to penalize or take action against seafarers. However, the maritime administration of your respective countries are charged with that responsibility to ensure that, especially those are what we call the port states, because if a vessel calls out of port, that's why you have port state control officers from the maritime administration that board the vessels to inspect, to check, and make sure that the vessel is seawater, it meets all the criteria to be sailing. So within that context, if a vessel does not meet the regulatory requirements, that's why you have issue of what? Detention, right? So the port state could detain the vessel because it didn't meet a certain regulatory requirement. In that context, a seafarer, because usually when the port state control officer board, it's the seafarers you are going to what? Interact with. And usually during this time that we see most times seafarers that have complaints or issue of whether it's that has to do with bad labor practices and what have you, they bring this attention to the attention of the either the flag administration or to the port administration or coastal administration. They can take action. But at the IMO level, the Seafarer through the ITF, right, which is the International Trade Federation that oversees seafarer welfare, they are active member of the IMO. They are in consultative status, so they constantly bring to IMO's attention any bad labor practices that is taking place on board a vessel. So once IMO has that information, IMO, of course, would bring that to the attention of the relevant flag administration or port state administration to see, to look into the matter and see how it can be properly addressed. On the second hand, you have the Maritime Labor Convention that most countries are party to, and that Maritime Labor Conventions, is a kind of tripartite. It has a kind of tripartite arrangement that sits the seafarers, and it sits the ship owners, and it sits the government through these tripartite arrangement at the International Labor Organization. They always discuss issues of unfair labor practices or any injustices being meted out to seafarers. And IMO, of course, we have the IMO and ILO joint working group. They work together to make sure the seafarers' welfare is taken care of.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Dr. Conway. I look to meet you someday. Thank you very much. I've been further educated better.
Thank you. Thank you, Brother Baron. Thank you for that question. Yeah.
Thank you, Barrister, for that question. Any other one, Secretariat?
None in the chat box for now.
Okay, so
we can just proceed.
So is the second presenter available? Is he ready? Is the second presenter?
Yeah, that should be Mr. Dr. Moses.
Dr. Moses? Is he available now?
He's not here yet. Okay.
What about
is it okay? Yes, okay. He's available, sir. I'm seeing him here.
Okay. So can he go ahead with his presentation? And he's speaking on navigating. No, he's speaking on prioritizing safety at sea in maritime industry, future of seafaring in the Gulf of Guinea. Moses, if you are ready, can you go ahead with your presentation? Otherwise, we proceed to the next speaker, if he's ready. Is the next speaker ready? And the next speaker is Pastor Sunday Avose, who will be talking on the navigating emerging threat to seafarers' welfare and well-being.
Ready?
Yeah,
my mic.
I'm ready.
I'm actually
ready.
I was having issues with my mic, and
I'm ready.
All right,
Pastor,
you
go ahead. I'll talk after him. I've just been trying to have issues with my mic connecting.
No problem. Just prepare for the next after mic. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Kuje, for the opportunity and also all the participants on the platform. We want to congratulate all seafarers all over the world for this year's Day of the Seafarers that is being celebrated. The topic that I've been asked to speak on is navigating the emerging threat to seafarers' welfare and well-being. The truth is that there is threat to seafarers' welfare and well-being in several areas. For instance, When you talk about mental health support, by the virtue of the work of the seafarers, their number of hours of work on board, the isolation they go through, the high pressure in the environment of the maritime industry, all these contribute to mental health issues such as stress, anxiety, depression, and even suicide. So, providing access to mental health support services, both onshore and on board, is crucial in order for every seafarer, wherever they are, to be able to ensure safety in workplace. As we all know, in the last epidemics of what do you call it now, COVID, a lot happened. And just like the first speaker said, this was what led the IMO declaring the seafarer as an essential worker. And these are some of the issues that seafarers go through while at work. And so their mental health, the support for it is very essential. The same thing goes with their physical health and safety. Seafarers work in physically demanding environment and often face occupational hazard. So it is essential to prioritize their physical health and safety by implementing proper safety protocols, regular equipment maintenance, training programs, providing access of medical facilities, emergency response system, and health insurance coverage can also help ensure that seafarers receive prompt and adequate medical care where it is needed. Also, you talk about fatigue management. Fatigue is a significant concern for seafarers, as long as working hour and irregular schedule can lead to decrease in alertness and increased risk of accident. So implementing effective fatigue management practice, such as adhering to maximum working hours, providing sufficient rest period, and promoting health sleep habits is crucial. This may involve creating policies and procedures that prioritize rest and recovery, as well as monitoring and addressing fatigue in related workplaces. And also training and education. Continued training and education programs are essential for seafarer professional development and personal growth, offering opportunities for skills enhancement, career advancement, and learning new technologies can boost job satisfaction and overall well-being. Additionally, providing access to educational resources and promoting lifelong learning, all this can contribute to seafarers' mental stimulation and personal fulfillment. And also, there is need for collaboration between the government. There's need for collaboration between international organizations. There's need for collaboration between the union and the stakeholders in ensuring that policies that has to do with safety of seafarers are strictly adhered